Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have enjoyed your evening so far, and what an incredible night it has been. As I stand here, I think I speak for the entire room when I say I don't know how the Global Genes team does what they do, but they have exceeded my expectations once again this year. Very moved and humbled by the incredible work of those that are being honored tonight, but most important is the fact that we have all been brought together in this room because of the good work that my friends at Global Genes do every single day. The impact they have, the heart that they put into everything they do for this community, and for that, I am personally so grateful to Nicole and her team. On that note, I would like to invite to the stage Susan Stein, CEO of Connexion Health and one of the Global Genes Board of Directors.
Wow, what a night. I don't know about all of you, but I've laughed, I've cried, I've done a lot of seat dancing, but mostly I'm really incredibly inspired and in awe from all of you. It's just really impressive. And Global Genes, you throw one heck of an event. So 2016 marks the introduction of the Rare Patient Impact Grant Program, and I have the distinct honor of speaking to you about this program this evening. Global Genes designed this program with the aim of helping provide much-needed funding for rare disease patient organizations. As everyone in this room knows, patient organizations rock. Patient organizations make a significant and tangible difference in the lives of patients and caregivers. While we're all aware of the need for funding, that's an understatement, I don't think anyone could have anticipated the overwhelming response Global Genes received in the first year of this program. Almost 150 grants poured into their offices in California, representing $1.4 million in funding requests. $1.4 million. The selection committee certainly had their work cut out for them, narrowing down these requests to 18 outstanding recipients that were ultimately selected this year. In making these final selections, the committee focused on 5 criteria. Is the program innovative, impactful, achievable, tangible, and of course, scalable? It's important to note that all of the grant recipients have been working diligently throughout the year to complete their projects with a common goal of distilling best practices, lessons learned, and success stories to share with a larger community. On the screen, you'll see a complete list of organizations that were selected this year. Well, it's still me. There you go. Congratulations, everyone. I really didn't need to turn around and see myself that big on the screen. Tonight, we're fortunate enough to have one of the grant recipients here with us to share the progress being made and the impact that this program is making on the community as a whole. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Lissa Poincenot from the LHON project at the United Mitochondrial Disease Foundation. I'm going to let Lissa tell you her story, but I think you'll be really impressed by the project and its even broader uses for other rare diseases.
In 2008, my life was filled by a demanding career in marketing and raising 3 wonderful children. When my oldest son suddenly lost central vision at age 19, first in one eye, then 2 months later in the other, I was completely unprepared. I knew how to be a mom, but I had no idea how to be a mom to a blind kid. So I learned quickly, trying to stay one step ahead of his many new needs. After extensive testing, we finally discovered that Jeremy's sudden onset legal blindness was caused by a rare genetic disorder called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. LHON affects only about 100 people in the US each year. I set out to learn all I could from other patients, neuro-ophthalmologists, and many others, and to share what I learned with other LHON families. After gaining my annual dose of education and inspiration at last year's Rare Patient Advocacy Summit, I was sitting in the audience at the Tribute to Champions of Hope when the new Rare Patient Impact Grant Program was announced. I realized a grant from this new program could have a powerful impact on the developing LHON community. You see, when Jeremy suddenly became legally blind in 2008, there was very little hope for patients affected by LHON. Now there are several promising clinical trials underway and in development. Patients affected have a small therapeutic window for the best chance that a treatment will change their visual outcome. But the diagnostic odyssey is usually so prolonged that people affected often don't have a correct LHON diagnosis until they've missed this window, and clinical trials struggle to get fully recruited. I realized a Global Genes Rare Patient Impact Grant could help change this. Here's how. LHON is a maternally inherited mitochondrial disorder with incomplete penetrance. What does that mean? Every woman with an LHON mutation will pass the mutation to all of her children, while only about a third of those individuals carrying an LHON mutation will lose vision. So it's relatively easy to identify extended maternal relatives who carry the mutation once someone has a confirmed diagnosis. You just need to do a genealogy search on the maternal bloodline. Go back and find maternal ancestors, then go forward and find living maternal relatives. Identifying carriers of an LHON mutation is only the first part of the process. Next, you have to let these family members know that they may have this ticking time bomb in their genetic code. Of course, this information is a gift, as it can prevent them from a long diagnostic odyssey and guide them to a clinical trial or treatment if they lose vision, and it can alert them to environmental choices that can reduce their risk of onset. But it's also a huge challenge to tell maternal relatives that at any time they could suddenly go legally blind. So the services of a genetic counselor with knowledge of LHON became part of the LHON genealogy project. We wanted to create a model that successfully brought these two specialties together, genetic genealogy and genetic counseling, so other disease communities could benefit. Through the grant funding, we were able to work with several LHON families and a professional genealogist to identify ancestors and discovered that some had been blind. Living maternal relatives were identified and families consulted with the genetic counselor, genealogist, and LHON patient advocate, then made contact. We captured some learnings at our 2016 LHON conference and videotaped the genealogist's presentation on how to conduct such studies. Participating families provided powerful testimonials about their experiences. The project will be shared with the broader genetic counseling community, as I'll be presenting a poster summarizing the project at the National Society of Genetic Counselors annual education conference in Seattle next week. This will raise awareness of LHON among genetic counselors and illustrate an innovative application of genetic genealogy in rare diseases. So as you can see, by providing a grant for the LHON genealogy project, you've improved the lives of many in the LHON community and increased the odds that a treatment will soon be found. While I'm fortunate that my affected son has adapted well to his LHON diagnosis, becoming a blind golf champion and a professional inspirational speaker, we're working hard to ensure a treatment is found before his brother, his sister's future children, or I suddenly lose vision. Thanks to the support of the Global Genes Rare Patient Impact Grant Program, we're one giant step closer to that goal. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lissa, and thank you again for telling your story. It's truly inspiring to see how far this program has come and what you've been able to accomplish with the grant program. To think that at this time last year, Lissa was sitting in this audience and became inspired, and now look what she's been able to do with the funding that she's been able to get from Global Genes. It's a true testament to what this program is truly about. Another one of this year's grant recipients took a different approach in the way that they define innovation and impact. With the help of grant funding, the Mobius Syndrome Foundation was able to offer free oral placement therapy services to patients during their annual conference this past July. For those afflicted with Mobius syndrome, oral placement therapy sessions are vital to help wake up paralyzed facial muscles. It helps make it possible for patients to regain the ability to perform certain basic daily functions, ones that we all take for granted. Imagine if you could not eat with a spoon. Imagine being unable to smile. This is the reality for those living with Mobius syndrome. Through a special video, we can take an intimate look at one of the family therapy sessions funded through this program. Please direct your attention towards the monitors.
You don't bite it. You use your lips?
Yeah.
Cool. I want to see that. That sounds like a good thing. Okay. Ignore the fact that this is a little kid's straw, okay? We'll hold
I
it
don't
this way.
care.
You don't care? All right.
This is good.
Show me how you do it. Okay. Now, what you did, which was very smart, is you held your lips. But that's not going to help with the muscle. So now we have to find out how you can drink from a straw without holding, all right? So, see, I'm going to hold this cup, all right? Let me put it here and see if you can get any from that. Okay, perfect. So could you see he got the good movement and then he lost it because of the surgery, all right? So we want to forget this part. We want to just go to this part. Okay, I want you to try not to smile. Isn't that funny? You went through all that surgery to smile, and I don't want you to smile, okay? So this time.
So ladies and gentlemen, this has just been a brief glimpse into the power of this program. It's a big program for Global Genes. It's a new one, and it really remains very core to its mission of empowering patient advocates. So now you all have the opportunity to be involved and to help this program take even bigger life. Just want to remind you that there were 150 grants pouring into the office, remember that? And we were only able to give 18 awards. So, on your tables, you have a card. It looks like this. I'd like to ask you to consider making a donation to this fabulous program so you can support more initiatives like you've just witnessed. Whether it's $5, $10, $100, or go crazy. Everything that you give makes a difference. Everything is greatly appreciated. And everything goes directly to the 2017 recipients. So, just to put this in some sort of context and perspective, if every one of us, including me, skipped our morning specialty latte and instead opted for the complimentary coffee in your rooms, we could use that money and fund a whole nother grant. So now, double that, triple that, multiply that, whatever you want to do, you can do the math. And you can see what we can do about getting this program even more funded. So there'll be volunteers that are walking around. You can swipe a credit card. You can fill out these cards. Oh, and the lights go on too, just to make everyone feel bad. Okay, so anyway, but I'm going to start. My husband and I decided we're going to give up a bunch of lattes, and so I'd like to hand my card in to someone, so I hope you can all follow me. Thank you.